on lockdown till February 2nd. Okay, so back on subject, y'all. I feel like we need to get back to a lot of stuff. And I think it's not even so much that the grandparent passed away. It's whoever the older people who had built the traditions. Like, our culture is built on tradition and history, storytelling. Our history was told by word of mouth, through recipes, through just certain things your family did, and you never really understood why,
right,
until you get older and it stops,
right.
And I feel like our kids are missing out on all of that. Like, I feel like my kids missed out on growing up with a bunch of cousins, even though they got a gazillion of them, but because I moved out of state, they didn't get to grow up the way that I did. I literally grew up with like 20 other freaking people.
So the appreciation for the large family is just not there.
It's not there. Right. They're used to being. So when we get around large groups of people or family, they're looking like, hey,
right,
let me go over here and be on my phone because I'm not interested. Right. What in the world is happening? Why are they so loud? Because my family's loud as all get out. But I just think that we've got to find a way. And I think one thing, this is something that I say a lot. I tell people family's not always blood. The family is what you make it sometimes. And I've made my own family since being here in Louisville, Kentucky. There's people who I truly consider family, and there's people who are friends, then there's people who are associates, and I think people need to learn the difference. But I think that we have to find a way to get back to having family traditions, having routines, having that time to share with our kids those recipes, those memories, that history, because you got kids out here, honey, about to mess around with their own family, don't even know it. I'm just saying.
That's because we stopped talking, hence begin to talk. Okay, so a couple of things that you touched on that I just have to talk about right now. History and storytelling is one of the essential roots to the backbone, essentially, of us. When we stop talking, we stop learning about ourselves. I'm going to use my large family as an example, right?
Yeah.
So, a lot of the history, I grew up in a household with everybody like you just said. I grew up with my grandmother, my mom, my dad, my sister, even my grandmother's cousin who was older than her came to stay, right? And then it was me as a kid. We're all in one house, right? We all grew up. My dad was a minister. He was pastor of the church on PK, the whole nine, right? So and I grew up in Home Central. That house, that Big Mama house, that's the house I grew up in. So the house every time, and we were across the street from the church that we went to. So whenever anything happened, and one of those excuses, I'm not going to church neither, Lord have mercy. But if anything ever happened, we were right there next to the church. Everybody came directly across the street, blase. So whenever any kind of family would come in town, they would make sure they would come by and see Grandma, right? And what I noticed was, as Grandma passed away, you still had folks. My mother, the youngest of her children, and now all of her children are now deceased, right?
Okay.
But my mother at the time, which was the youngest of her children, kind of assumed this matriarch role, right?
Okay.
So then I saw my mom kind of take on that role, where folks would come over to the house and tell stories or tell their problems, and she was the therapist, or she was the friend, she was the confidant, she was that person, that would hold the money for everybody, know that you can come back and get your money and they spent, hold the keys to other people's houses and X, Y, and Z, keep everybody's kids, So that was like that type of house. So as my mother passed away, right, which was just 2016. So even as my mother passed away, that those same you would have some of the same family that would call and check in, or what those types of things every now and then, or still come by. Used to have those same regular few, but the family that would come in droves just to visit, just to check on the house, just to check on, I guess my grandmother at the time, my mother at the time, all that's gone, right? And it's now created a different aura in our family, right? It's not the same across the board. So now you have other folks, I don't know who really is a matriarch. It's kind of like a question mark right now, Does it just go to the next oldest person, or, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. But, missing that home central, missing that history, because all that history I heard from my grandmother. So, her born in 1906, her moving here from Smithville, Kentucky, her parents, at the time, moving here in 1912, her parents purchasing that land not too far after, and that land being in our entire family an entire century. And having that appreciation for that was profound. Now, not everybody even knows that. And shout out to any of our family who's tuning in. You're learning some history right now, honestly. Because what happens is when we stop having those get-togethers, we stop talking. And when we stop talking, we stop our history. Because past my great-grandmother, there is no history. Past my great-grandmother, her mother was a slave. There was no assumed history. So beyond going to get a DNA with an ancestral DNA and all that extra jazz, I know no one else past my great-grandmother. And I think I'm blessed to have that, right? To at least go back to the late 1800s, because a lot of us can't even go back that far.
Right.
So telling history and getting together and having family functions that are actually family functions, and that good family time, laughing, joking, playing music, dancing, eating, all the above, those types of get-togethers are so needed, because that's how our children learn our history. It's not being taught in schools. Hell, they don't even know it. So how can you teach something you don't know? There you go.
Disclaimer, he didn't say it. I didn't say it. I'm being good today, y'all. Okay, so real quick, shout outs to our sponsors, Truths Tattoos, located at 3510 Taylor. She done got me discombobulated.
Yeah, I'll discombobulate.
I done choked and everything. I'm trying to recover over here. Begin to Talk, LLC, Thursday night, 7 p.m. on Power 106.3. So shout outs to our sponsors, Truths Tattoo at 3510 Taylor Boulevard. You can follow him on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Truths Tattoos. That's Truths with an S. Tattoos. Also, shout outs to Candy Brews. You can follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Candy Brews. KANDEEBREWS. Candy Brews.
Get that blueberry.
Lord, I'm just going to say next week I'm not responsible for nothing that happens come Wednesday.
Get that blueberry. I'm going to tell y'all. Blueberry's right. 21 and over.
21 and over. Absolutely. You should be 22 if you're following me on my page. Okay, 22. With the ID. Right. Okay. Shout out to Meeting of the Ladies Room Fantasy and Pepper Party series. We are going to talk about the 8th annual weekend that is coming up in February 2020. Right. Shout outs to Ladies of Justice 502. Shout outs to the whole squad. Shout outs to our whole Power 106.3 family and team. Definitely also shout outs to our newest sponsor, GalaxyCon Louisville.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so excited about this weekend.
Yes, that's a great
We're definitely going to talk about that. So hour 2, yeah, we're going to have some diva talk, and we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's coming up and happening, some of the changes that's going on. So we're definitely going to get into that. But we're going to come on and finish and wrap up this conversation a little bit. But we're going to go into the second hour a little bit with it. Just a little bit. But yeah, once again, my guest host, I call her Delicioso. Delicioso.
I can't do it. Lord.
It's an inside joke, yeah. But Delicioso. You're going to see a whole shirt that says it. I promise y'all. Really
Right. Somebody's going to make me that.
We're going to have to make her a shirt that says Delicioso. Mm-hmm. Okay. Shout outs to John and or the Black Chamber of Commerce.
We in hour 2, so that's okay.
Yeah, we're in hour 2. Y'all know after 9 o'clock I get to talk.
After
turn
9
it up
o'clock,
and say what I
it
want.
turns up now. Come on now.
Be
in the ladies' room.
After 9 o'clock, time for the tea. Okay, right. So I guess what I would like for some of our listeners and our followers who are following and watching via Facebook, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you are on speaker, if you're on our website, if you're on the radio now, thank you guys for tuning in. Because we're definitely going to carry this conversation over. So next week, I believe we're going to follow this up, right? Yeah. You're following it up. So there's going to be a part 2 to this. So tomorrow night, you're talking about
everything. No,
everything.
No, I'm talking about a lot of different things that happen in current news. Like I've had about 5 to 6 different people send me videos about human sex trafficking of Black women and how that's been completely rampant. And what to do during the holiday season. Right. And what to look out for.
Which we're going to talk about that also a little bit today.
Right.
But
so I'm going to touch on that.
Okay, so next week, me and her teaming up again, even though it's not the 3rd week, but we're going to team up again. And we're going to still talk a little bit more about the holidays, about family, give you guys some tips, some things that you can actually do in moments of distress. So we're going to really kind of get more into what can you do to kind of prepare yourself for Thanksgiving dinner. So Wednesday, I'm going to need y'all to tune in and be prepared to talk to us about that. Okay, y'all? So, y'all know what? We're going to do a poll. If y'all want to call in and have a conversation with us, we can take callers, y'all, now.
They can ask.
She's determined to make me do this. I said I'm not interested, but she wants me to do this call-in. She did. She did it on purpose. She didn't even give me a chance to figure out if I even like the thing. I don't even like the thing, but it's okay.
We're gonna use that thing.
That's okay though. That's all right. She called me out, but that's all right. So next week y'all be prepared, because I can't control what nobody says. Disclaimer: not my fault. Don't tag me. Don't say it was my fault. No, not at all. Okay. So today we're gonna wrap this up with just saying, it's okay to be honest with your family in a good way. That doesn't mean be negative. That doesn't mean be nasty, mean, or be the toxic person. But it's okay to pull someone to the side and say, hey, I know we ain't always sound eye to eye. We ain't always vibe with each other. But y'all, we getting too old and life is too short. Either agree to disagree. You accept them for who they are. They accept you for who you are. Where you gotta meet people sometimes where they at. Put them in the box and leave them there.
Right, and not where you want.
But that negative energy, the grudges and this stuff, I'm challenging y'all. Let it go.
Yeah.
We killing ourselves, holding on to stuff.
Yes.
We killing ourselves, stressing ourselves. Because my thing is, if I'm mad at somebody, I'm stressed out, whatever, that doesn't mean that other person's at home feeling my anxiety, my stress, my attitude, my negativity. I'm killing me being mad at somebody else that's gone about their dang own day. What for? Let stuff go, y'all. Let go, move forward, go higher. However you gotta say it, I need y'all to do that.
Yeah, just meet people where they are and not necessarily where you want them to be, right? A lot of times when we put expectations on people that they can't even meet, or that we can't meet ourselves. So when that happens, a lot of times if you have expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Not saying that you're not supposed to have expectations for folks, but you do need to make sure and take inventory of who it is. Who is this person? Are they going to be toxic no matter what? Are they going to be toxic today, tomorrow, and forevermore? If that's the case, then maybe I need to take a pause, take a step back, maybe popping off just saying it right now.
Right.
Maybe it's for my own mental health. I know what I want to do, but is that good for me? Is that good for me?
Right.
Right. So taking inventory on that is very, very important.
That's a part of self-love, self-care, people. So now we're tying this back in, y'all. We have a method to our madness here at Power 106.3. Meeting the ladies' room and begin to talk. We tie it all back in.
Yes, ma'am.
in order to take care of yourself, to love yourself, you have to learn to let some things go. Speak your truth in whatever manner. I don't care if you gotta write it and burn it. Let that thing go.
And that's a very powerful tool. I've done that with clients before. I've had them literally write down